How can we confront and transcend the constant thoughts about sex that often dominate the human mind? Today, we will explore an intriguing story of Buddha and a prostitute, revealing powerful lessons on overcoming desire and seeking tranquility. Join us on this journey of understanding and personal transformation. Subscribe and discover how this ancient narrative can influence and enrich your modern life. The story I'm about to relate unfolds in ancient India, a place where spiritual truths and human dilemmas are intrinsically intertwined in daily life. At the heart of this narrative is Siddhartha Gautama, a man destined to become the Buddha, the Enlightened One, and a prostitute, a woman whose existence was marked by desire and the struggle for survival in a society that marginalized and yet needed her. Siddhartha was born into royalty, raised in luxury, and shielded from life's harshest realities. However, an inner restlessness and a series of encounters with human suffering led him to abandon his privileged life. He sought answers to life's deepest questions, embarking on a journey that would take him through years of austerity, meditation, and finally to enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. As the Buddha, he began to teach the path to the end of suffering, attracting followers from everywhere. Meanwhile, in a city not far from where the Buddha taught, lived a woman whose name has been lost to time, but whose story has been kept alive through the centuries. She was known to be the most coveted prostitute in the region. Her beauty was legendary, and her skill in seduction was unrivaled. But despite her fame and the wealth she accumulated, there was in her eyes a shadow of sadness, a reflection of a life lived on the margins, valued only for the desire she could evoke in others. The city's leaders, concerned about the growing number of followers of the Buddha and his teachings that challenged the established order, saw in his visit an opportunity to discredit him. They conspired to tempt the Buddha and prove that he, like any man, was susceptible to sexual desire. They approached the prostitute with a bag of gold, asking her to use her arts to seduce this man who claimed to have transcended worldly desires. The woman accepted, not out of need for money or desire for fame, but driven by a curiosity she herself didn't fully understand. Could a man really be immune to her charms? Was there such a level of self-control and detachment? She prepared meticulously, adorning her body with the finest fabrics and the most exotic perfumes. Then she presented herself to the Buddha. The Buddha's disciples, seeing her approach, were filled with concern. It was the ultimate test of their teacher's teachings, a confrontation not just with an individual, but with human nature itself. But the Buddha remained serene, his gaze not one of lust, but of compassion and understanding. The woman began her dance, one she had performed countless times, but something within her began to change. As she moved around the Buddha, she found not the desire she expected in his eyes, but a calm and profound sadness for her, an understanding of the chain of events and decisions that had led her to that moment. He saw her not as an object of desire, but as a human being, caught in the cycle of suffering he sought to overcome. The Buddha's words, when he finally spoke, were not of condemnation or praise, but of simple truth. He spoke of desire as a flame, one that can illuminate or consume depending on how it's handled. He described how every human being, no matter their past or their actions, has the inherent ability to transform, to find a path to peace and liberation. For the woman, the Buddha's words resonated in a place within her that had been closed and forgotten. Tears began to flow, not of sadness or joy, but of awakening, a realization that there was more to life than the superficial and transient existence she had known. At that moment, she decided to abandon her past life and follow the Buddha on his path. The woman's transformation was not instantaneous nor easy. It required facing memories and wounds of the past, understanding the causes of her suffering, and working diligently to overcome them. But she was committed, driven by a new understanding of her own worth and the potential for peace and happiness that lay within her. Over time, it's said she reached high levels of spiritual realization, becoming an example to many that no past is too dark and no human being is beyond the capacity for change and redemption. This story, rich in symbolism and meaning, offers us multiple layers of understanding. On one level, it's a narrative about the struggle against desire and temptation. showing how even the most powerful of seductions can be overcome with understanding and compassion. On another level, it's a story about redemption and transformation, illustrating how every person has the potential to change their life, no matter how fixed their trajectory seems. But perhaps most importantly, the story is a reminder of our shared humanity, of how everyone, no matter our position in society or the decisions we've made, seeks happiness and struggles against suffering. It teaches us that understanding and compassion are key to overcoming the challenges we face, both within ourselves and in our interactions with others. In our own lives, this story can serve as a beacon of hope and a reminder that it's never too late to change. It encourages us to look beyond appearances and to see people in our life and ourselves with a more understanding and loving gaze. It urges us to reflect on the nature of our desires and to seek a deeper and more lasting happiness than what momentary sensory gratification can provide. The story of the Buddha and the prostitute transcends time and culture, touching something fundamental in the human experience. It shows us that, at the heart of each of us, there's a spark of divinity, a potential for enlightenment and peace. And it reminds us that regardless of where we start, the path to a more fulfilling and meaningful life is always open, waiting for us to take the first step. In summary, this narrative is not just a lesson about desire and transformation, but an invitation to all of us to reflect on our own lives, our choices, and our potential for change. It challenges us to seek not just the satisfaction of our momentary desires, but the deeper peace and happiness that come from understanding and transforming our own mind and heart. It's a reminder that, on the journey of life, the most valuable destination is often the one we find within ourselves. As we close this enlightening journey through the ancient story of the Buddha and the transformative path of understanding and compassion, I hope it has offered you a deeper insight into your own life and desires. If this story has resonated with you, if it has sparked a curiosity or a desire for change within you, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be part of a growing community of seekers and learners, all on their own paths to understanding and enlightenment. You won't miss out on any of our future explorations into the profound wisdom of the past and how it can illuminate our lives today. Together, we'll continue to discover, reflect, and grow. Thank you for spending this time with me, for opening your mind and heart to the lessons of the past. Remember, the path to a more fulfilling life is not walked alone. It's a journey we make together, learning and supporting each other along the way. So please subscribe, share your thoughts and insights in the comments, and become an active participant in this journey of discovery. Until we meet again, may you walk your path with compassion, understanding, and a heart open to the endless possibilities of transformation and peace. Farewell for now, and I look forward to our next journey together.